Our first episode, releasing on Women's Day, wants to celebrate the resilient spirit of womanhood, acknowledge the efforts of those who, by fighting against all odds, are not only writing history but also shining as beacons of hope for several others. Today, we have with us a lady who set out as a humble teacher and has now become one of the leading names in the education space. With 6 branches in the Twin Cities, she continues to dream. And as they say, those who have their heads held high, looking at the sky, never bow down or look back. It is a pleasure to welcome the Regina of Gitanjali, edupreneur Dr. Gita Karan. Namaste, Karan ma'am.
Namaste.
There are several stereotypes that women face. It is, however, beginning to change now. What cultural and societal obstacles did you have to face, ma'am?
Well, there were, when I started my school, there were stereotyped women only. Because in our house especially, like I was married into a joint family and at the age of 18, that too. And then nobody was working in the house. None of the ladies were working. All my sisters-in-law were at home. But I somehow didn't fit into that kind of atmosphere in the house. So I wanted to go out and do something more constructive, more productive, and have that self-satisfaction of doing something for others. So with that intention, and though I never thought I would be a teacher, but since I was not qualified for anything, so I walked into 1 or 2 schools where they rejected me because I was not qualified. Qualification is a must in schools. But when I walked into HPS and I said I will just come and volunteer for 2-3 hours, that's how I got into my teaching line. And my mother-in-law was not at all in favor of that because she didn't want me to work. But she had, I somehow managed to convince her that just for 3-4 hours, that's all. And I had 2 kids at that time and they were very small. So I started, going and spending some time with the children. And I started liking it. I said, this is giving me so much of happiness because my kids were also of the same age. They took 2 sons, which I had. And I started liking it. I said, this is my call. I have to work as a teacher now. So I started qualifying myself. I did Montessori training, then I did my B.Ed, then I did my when I wanted to start a school. I had to do my MA, and I did that. And then to be a better principal of a school, I did, this principal's management course at XLRI Jamshedpur. This was a residential course. I did that somehow, though people around me were not too happy and my husband had to take care of the children. But then I had ayah for each child at that stage. Yeah. It was easy to get help. From there, I, started my journey as a principal, then as a director. Then when I started my second school, I did face some obstacles because somebody told me that, at this age you're starting a second school. Why are you doing it? Would you think you will be able to? Your children will take after you. So many thoughts were coming into my mind. But I said, no, I will manage it somehow. We can have a trust or whatever it is. So if the children are not interested, it doesn't matter. But when I can grow, why not? So I started my second school. And then after starting my second school, I said, see, I have the power to help people. And I used to have a cousin's son who was a Down syndrome child. He would never meet anybody. And people did not accept him because he would look different. So then I said, no, I must do something for these kind of children. So I did a course at NIMH, National Institute of Mental Health. Because when you start something, you should know about it, you see, unless you are aware of what goes into it. So I did my course at NIMH, and then started the special section in Gitanjali Devshala. But I faced a lot of problems actually. Even my husband said, why do you want to get into this, But I said, no, I want to do something for these kind of children also. Then I had parents of the school who said, why is she doing this? Why is she starting I wanted inclusive education so that other children also will accept them, accept these kind of children. And then the teachers were not too happy to have them in their classes. So I had special sections for these children, but they would be sent to the normal classrooms during certain periods, like the library period, like games, sports, music and all that. So the interaction will begin from there. For normal children to accept these children was also tough actually. So they would tease them. But what I did was that I would highlight everybody has strengths, even whether the child is normal or not normal. So I brought out the strengths of these children, in the assembly. Gradually everybody accepted that. And I got a lot of help, I must say, from NIMH to start these sections, because teachers, lecturers over there would come and supervise, and talk to our teachers, talk to our parents, for them, to accept what we are doing is something good for the society. And now I feel, that is the cream on the cake for me, because this aspect of starting a special section has given me immense satisfaction in life. I feel I have done something really good for society. And that's how I grew.
Thank you, ma'am. We know that once you have a zeal and take it one step at a day, and very sure all of you will achieve what you want to. Now over to the next question, ma'am.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everyone aspires to be an entrepreneur. There are several schemes that are specifically there to support women entrepreneurs. But at a time when this was unheard of, how did you think of becoming an edupreneur? And if you could also please walk us through the different roles you took on in your professional career.
Well, the different roles was that of a teacher, principal, now director. Now, I feel that God has given me that power to do something more than what, I am doing already. So, and sometimes I feel, being in this field also sometimes becomes a little monotonous. I'm sorry to say that, but it does. Yeah. So, I'd like to do something related to it. There's something different. Like when I started my special section I told you about, there was a story of a girl and a single mother. So I kept thinking about it, and I did want to have that exposure to others and to create awareness that how these children, these children go through, how they can be taken advantage of, and how as a single parent, a lady can be also harassed in wherever she's working in offices. So to create that awareness, I thought I must make a movie. That's how this movie Rehla came about. To create the awareness of these special children, how they can be taken advantage of, and how the single women face problems in society. So that awareness was created in this film. So this is how I got into a different thing. So I also, parents also have problems. Sometimes they are stuck there. Everybody is so busy now in these times that they do not know how to handle their children, because children have also become very smart these days. The technology has overpowered them actually. So I have brought out a magazine, that's my initiative, called Involve. And there I get different people to voice their opinion about how parenting should be in times of today. That is another initiative that I have taken.
It's very nice to know that you want to give back to the society at every stage of your life. It is very inspiring, ma'am. Now we will move on to the next question, ma'am. One problem that any business faces is maintaining its USP when it attempts to scale up. How have you done that? Or anything that you're still trying to do? How have you maintained a personal touch with all students after scaling and opening 6 schools, We would like to know more about this, ma'am.
Okay. Well, our USP right from the beginning has been the small numbers in each class. So the teacher understands the children well. And when I started my school, I also was teaching at that time. So having small numbers makes a lot of difference in the class. Because then the teachers know each child, the background of the child, the moods of the children. So it helps to, that is our USP of having small numbers. And we are still maintaining small numbers, not like the other schools who have 50, 60. In our organization, we still maintain small numbers. And then for the children, to keep personal touch with the children, well, I don't know, I have something with children. When I go, they all are so happy to see me. And I also feel very happy to meet them. Like in the primary school, like when I go on my rounds and when I come to senior school. So sometimes I used to even counsel some children initially. Now I don't have time because of so many schools. But I used to counsel a lot of children who had little problems. And you won't believe that some of the children, you would come and stand at my door. I would tell them you come every Monday and this day. I used to come 2 days in the week earlier. So this day and this day I'm here. If you want, have any problems, you can come and talk to me. So some children would stand at my door to talk to me, which I felt, had a direct connect with the kids. That they were free and I'm very accessible. My doors are always open for any child to come and say anything. Like children, if they're unhappy with something, they will come and tell me that, ma'am, this is what is going on and this is how it is. So that I think I have a nature where I can interact with anybody, any age. So I think that helps to keep that personal touch going on, You see, it's not just me also, because the USP of the school is also the teachers are very good, compassionate. They understand the children and they work accordingly. So that also, through them also, there is a touch where, children are happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Change is the only constant and we must be equipped to adapt to it. 10 years down the lane, what according to you will be the changes in the education sector? How is Gitanjali going to prepare for the same, ma'am?
Okay, now technology is taking over. It's no longer the jug and the mug theory.
Yeah.
So I think we are ready for any change in our school. And when the COVID was on, how quickly we changed, we never felt that, we have changed, we could change so fast. And we were very well equipped with everything, and even our parents were very happy. So any change that comes along, the change will be related to technology only. Now with the artificial intelligence and robotic teaching, maybe we can bring in these things, but you cannot do without a teacher. So we will be definitely adapting to change in every possible manner.
Thank you, ma'am. It is very indeed nice to know that Gitanjali is future ready. Welcome to the audience section.
Hello, this is Karan, Cambridge Coordinator, Gitanjali Senior School. Ma'am, hello.
Hello.
Ma'am, how do you ensure that high happiness quotient is always maintained in Gitanjali?
Well, that happiness quotient is a measuring of the level of happiness in a person. But I feel that happiness depends on the physical, emotional, and mental, intellectual. All these contribute to make a person happy. So we at Gitanjali, for physical happiness, we have activities for them also. Like they themselves organized for some physical activities so that they remain fit. And then intellectually, we have a lot of workshops for teachers so that they are more confident when they come back to teach. So that also gives them a sense of happiness and a sense of belonging here. And then mental happiness is another thing where we have introduced yoga and where we have, lot of other activities to develop their spirituality. And also, right from the beginning, I think the atmosphere is such in Gitanjali that once, people do say that, there is a positive energy around here. And I don't know what that positive energy is, but they feel happy coming to school.
True, ma'am.
You know, that's what everybody says. So it cannot be just one person doing that. It's everybody over here seems to be working very happily in our school.
Hi, this is Madhav Sharma of Grade 12 Commerce. Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
This is an audience question from our side. So, globally, the structure of society has accepted women's role of providing values to those under her responsibility and spending all her energy to structure and grow her family such that positivity can profit. For a person like you who has extended her scope of responsibility to students like myself and in fact the wider academic society of the country, how difficult or different has it been for you to manage your conventional responsibilities that the traditional society expects?
Of course, women were always looked down upon earlier. That is now gone because they were not allowed to come beyond the drawing rooms. But now times have changed. Women are everywhere, wherever you see women working. And even you see in the villages, in the fields, you will find women. You see taxi drivers are women. At the petrol pumps, there are women working. So they are practically everywhere. And the topmost companies have women as the heads. So all this shows that, how times have changed. How women are no longer looked down upon. Though there may be some cases, but then it is always there. So the women I think it is education which has helped the women to come up in life. Literacy programs organized by the government, by private individuals, I think has definitely helped women to come up to this level. As you are aware that women are multitaskers.
Right.
They can manage their workplace, their homes, their children, and even outside. So I think that quality which is there in a woman, and of course they cannot do without a man, but we are different physically, but otherwise we can take a lot of load on us,
A further follow-up would be, ma'am, what would you advise to those upcoming young women of India coming from conventional backgrounds and as to how they could manage and balance their conventional responsibilities with their aims and goals?
These young women, I feel they should have a sense of purpose. And they should have the determination. I feel that every young girl should aspire to become something in life. To the women of the world, I would like to say, arise, awake, and rest not, women of the world, till your goal is reached. But I would add to that till you know your strength. So once you know your strength, and the power is all within you, so you can do whatever you want. So that's my advice, to know your strengths and you can work on it.
Hello everybody. Hello ma'am. So now we get into a lighter moment, a moment of laughter, a moment of mindless mirth. So just allow me to ask you some silly questions, be little silly time with the audience as well as with you, ma'am.
Sure.
So ma'am, this is our first podcast obviously, and you being the entrepreneur as well as an educationist. So a time of silliness, would you agree that I can go to any length?
Depending.
Okay,
Depending on what kind of silliness.
Fine, then I'll take the liberty, but also I'll
the
keep
liberty
a
and let
little,
me see if
right,
I can
right, ma'am.
I would like
So
to
I'll
go
start
by
off, ma'am. So what do you like, tea or coffee?
I like coffee.
You like coffee. So if I were to, you were to attribute a gender to tea and coffee, what would it be?
Attribute a gender to tea and coffee?
Yes. So tea would be a female or a male or...
I think it could be both.
Both? Okay, so tea could be male as
Male
well as
also,
female.
and coffee also could be male,
Okay.
It's a personal choice.
So, but then coffee is not more of a female fetish?
I would say milk then.
Okay, we'll take it. Fine, we'll just go a little more, another silly questions to you.
Yes.
Ma'am, until which age did you sleep with a stuffed toy?
Well, I don't think, maybe 4 years, 3-4 years, that's about it.
Okay, so they were...
Because you see, what happened was that I was put into a boarding when I was in class 2.
Okay.
So I didn't have any stuffed toy.
Okay.
And those days, very few toys were available.
Okay.
And my grandmother used to make those stuffed toys
with saris and all we used to make, I remember.
Yes. She used to stitch them. And for my birthday, she would give that
That's
toy.
right. Okay.
So that toy would be there. But then when I went to boarding at the age of 6 years, I had no stuffed toy.
Okay, fine. So now coming up again to another weird question. Who is your celebrity crush? Ma'am, gender specific.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Wow, all time, anytime for everybody. Another silly and weird. Which animal, as per you, is the biggest party animal?
I think it is dogs.
They are party animals? Why do you think that?
Because my dog is always ready to eat.
Okay. Okay.
The minute I open the door, it's waiting for its rusk.
So it is not gender specific. It can be male or a female
It can be a male or a female. Dogs.
Dogs. Okay.
General dogs.
Fine. So we move on from there and get into some rapid fire questions, ma'am. I'll not give you much time to think.
Okay.
And so if you still remember, what's the funniest childhood memory of yours? Like I remember I throwing one stone on
when
the
I was
school.
in the boarding,
Right.
in the boarding, you see, we couldn't eat all the food that they gave. So I used to take that, put it in, hide it, and there was a haystack in the one corner of the boarding. I used to go and hide it over there.
Okay. As we used to feed the crow, otherwise mother would not like it. What would you do if you would be given a boon to live forever?
Well, I don't think I would want to live forever.
No?
No.
Beautiful world, ma'am. Why not?
I would like to live up to a certain age, and that's about it. Till I am healthy. If I am healthy and I am able to do something, then I would like to live forever.
Of course, ma'am. Health is always
Health
for you.
is always important.
What is the strangest purchase you have made or you were almost about to make?
Strangest? Well, I had, when we went to America, that was a very long time back. And things were very cheap at that time. Now, of course, you can't think. But so I bought curtain material over there.
Oh my God.
10 meters of it. And my husband refused to keep it in the suitcase.
Customs allowed you?
So I put it like a shawl, those 10 meters, I carried it on my shoulder.
God.
That was the strangest, and I thought I was very stupid doing that.
So do you have them still?
No, I don't know where they are.
Okay, ma'am. So the answers were very good and we really enjoyed. But ma'am, what have you forgotten today?
Oh, I forgot to give a kiss to my husband, even though he wished me all the best for your podcast.
Oh wow, that was lovely and lots of kisses to you also, ma'am, from everybody. And thank you, ma'am. On that note, we'll sign off for the day until we eagerly wait for our next podcast with our management team of Gitanjali. So Gitanjali, keep guessing and be with us always. Thank you. Bye. Namaste, Gitanjali.
Thank you for this interview.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.